Alright, so we're going to do our rotations today. Now, the IXLs for this one, you're going to get to choose between L.8 or L.9. You don't have to do them both. If you do them both, it'll be extra credit, but you do not have to do them both. Alright? And then we're going to review for the test tomorrow with L.10, I think, and then we'll take a test on Friday. Does that make sense for geometry, people? It's going to be all about all the reflections, the rotations, the translations that we've done, the 3 parts. Okay? Alright, so to rotate means to turn something. It's to turn the image around a point. So I'm going to show you an example, and I think it'll make a little bit more sense if I do it here. And probably not with this one. Probably with this one. Alright, so this one's 290. So here's the image, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this image, and I'm going to rotate it around the origin counterclockwise. So let me explain to you what that means. So this is like a clock, right? The way the clock works is this way. But we're doing counterclockwise. So we're doing, let me see if I can draw. We're going this direction. Does that make sense? So when you rotate this, it's going around this way, or the opposite way of the clock works. So when you rotate this, and I'm going to have you draw a little picture, but I'm going to draw up here. This would be rotate. If you move this image, that triangle, to this corner, that would be 90 degrees. Oops. The next corner right here, that would be 180 degrees. And the last one right here would be 270. Because do you notice that every time I'm adding 90? And then the last one is if you put it back where it was, that would be 360 degrees. Okay, that's how the rotations work. Now there are rules with it because it's kind of hard. Maybe some of you are really great at it, but some people have a really hard time trying to see it. But I'm going to try to do that for you now. I'm not sure that it's going to work out perfectly, but I will definitely try right now. So I'm going to try to make this exact same copy, or not. I guess it's in white. Quit. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to take this triangle, and what I'm basically doing is I'm going to move this, and or not, is rotating this one over here. Maybe I'll need to do it on paper. Let me do it on paper, because that did not work out. Alright, so let me try to do that. So in our notes, what I would like for you to do is draw the X and Y axis. Okay, and then we said we're rotating this way, counterclockwise. Okay, and each one of these boxes is 90. So if we had a triangle here, okay, and we were going to rotate this, and we'll say this is A, this is B, this is C, around the origin. Then once I rotate that,
if you would please at this time release the basketball boys who were on the list sent out for to the locker room. Check your email. Basketball boys who are on the list need to be released at this time. Thank you.
oops, I put the wrong one. That's what it would look like. So if you're not sure how I did that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of paper, and I'm going to, one of the ways that you can, sometimes it helps students, is to trace it. So there's the triangle, there's the box. If I rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, that's why it looks like that. Does that make sense? And if I rotate it again 90 degrees, it would look like this. And then if I did it 270, it would look like this. Okay, that's the rotation counterclockwise. Now there is a rule with the coordinates. So here's the rule for 90 degrees. Is what you do is you switch X and Y, and you change the sign. of the new x. Okay, so it first is x, and it changes to negative y positive x. So I'll do an example with you. So let's say we had 3, -8, -6, -4, -10, +2. Alright, what do we do first? We switch them. Okay, so this is the x, this is the y, so it'd be -8, +3. Switch them. So after I switch them, then I change the sign of the new x, this one. Okay, that's the new x. So it's negative, so now it becomes positive. Does everybody see that? I switch them, and then I change the sign of the new x. So here I switch them, and so this would be -4, -6. I change the sign of the new x, and that becomes positive. So if I call on someone, could somebody answer? So what would be the first number, Kashindi, on this one, if I have to switch them? And then the other number, Victor? And then what do I have to change, Gregorio? The x or the y? The new x, yep. And so this would become what, Emily? It's positive right now, so it would become, yeah. That's what you're doing. For 90 degrees. That's the rule for 90 degrees. And I really don't like that my marker's fading out, but oh well. 180 degrees, what you do is you just have to, you don't switch the order, you have to change sign of both. You have to change sign of both, x and y. But you're not switching them. You're not switching them. So let's use the same numbers. Oh, it was +2. Oops. So when I do this, Lauro, it would be what? If it's +3, -8, this would be, no, we're not switching the order. It's just the sign. So if it's going to be 3, it's going to be -8, so I change the sign. So it's positive, it becomes negative, and this one, Victor, becomes, yep. Okay, -6, -4 would be what, Gregorio? What would be the 6? It'd still be -6, -4, same order, but this would be what, Gregorio? It's negative, so you change the sign and it becomes, yep, and then Emily, this one would be, yep. And then -10, +2, Kashini, the -10 would become what? The -10? You change the sign, so if it's negative, it becomes, yeah. And the +2, Janine, would become what? If it's positive, then it changes to, Janine? To -2. Alright, and that's how you use the rule for both those. Now, if we don't, you could technically write a rule for 270, but what you'll do is you can use 90 plus 180 is 270, so you do this rule and then you could do that rule. Okay? I could give you the rule, but a lot of times, sometimes it gets a little bit more confusing. I guess not really, huh? Because you would have switched them. You change the sign of the new one. So then it's basically y, comma, x, -x. Okay? Oh no. So what you're doing is you're changing sign of the new y. And you switch x and y.